afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for September 27, 2022, after 3 p.m. Eastern. All the greatest treasures are hidden behind that which we wouldn't want to be with. We are this ultimate mischief and brilliance. All the wisdom, compassion, and treasure is within. So where are you going to hide it? Emma Wilson. As the Grand Master, Law of Attraction states, whatever you focus your attention on is what grows and manifests into your life. This is stated numerous times throughout existence, many different civilizations. This means no matter what you hold your focus on, it becomes magically magnetized into the field of energy around you and will soon manifest into physical form. This is why it's so crucial to learn how to meditate and stop your mind in its tracks. When you keep your attention fixed on what you want, you can instantly stop investing your time in thinking about what you don't want and remain focused on what you do want. The most profound shift, life shift, that we can imagine starts the moment we have the awareness to remain focused on the positive thoughts we most want to have 24 hours a day. By being intimately aware of every thought we're thinking and each feeling that we are feeling, we can keep our mind from wandering down those undesirable territories of fear, lack, and laziness. Keeping your mind focused only on what you want in life can be very tricky unless you have deeply trained your mind to remain centered in pure awareness itself. The thoughts you're thinking simply pass through the mind, yet you sit back as the witnesser, resting within as the untainted watcher. Most minds are constantly filled with desires of all forms and subtlety. When the mind is always focused on wanting something, it makes you unable to spend time enjoying life, feeling grateful, being at peace with what is. Living in a constant desire mode, the mind and body get caught in imagining you are needy and lacking something in this life. Whenever you believe that fulfilling any desire that your life will become better, it causes you to remain trapped in a perpetual whirlpool of subtle desperation. That which is unreal seems to be real, and you end up living in a dream world that can never find reality. This is because the ego is never satisfied and can never ever discover the feeling of being totally fulfilled even moments after a desire manifests. The ego just keeps chasing the dream until one day it tires and realizes that the only reality is the one where the mind is absent, still, and silent. The highest form of ignorance is when you reject something you don't know anything about. The highest form of ignorance is when you reject something you don't know anything about. Wayne Dyer. The great golden discovery to shifting from suffering to freedom is not found by trying to control and manipulate the mind to get somewhere better or think only positive, happy thoughts. It's much easier than that. The golden discovery here is diving into the source of pure consciousness itself. By practicing daily meditation, we all will transcend our egos with each minute we spend in deep stillness and silence. In this wonderful stillness, you drop deeper into your true enlightened essence in an easy and effortless way. The silence paves the way for the soul to rise above the ego. The silent mind is the most powerful mind of all. And with it, you will find it is impossible to experience anything in this life that is without pleasure. Only through practicing daily meditation can you discover that all struggle and potential suffering is potential bliss in disguise. When there is a gentle merging with the core of your consciousness, then everything you do comes from success consciousness. This is where there is no winner and no loser, because you see everything divine from this place, and your life becomes an orgasmic release into the unknown. You naturally and effortlessly remain focused on what your life purpose is, while having a perpetually expansive experience of life all the time. It's such a surprise to notice that you are the pulsing heart of the emptiness, the mountain strength of the vastness. Pamela Wilson. When we are increasing our consciousness through meditation, we also empower ourselves to manifest anything we want to experience in this world. We become a manifesting magnet for success, and everything we want simply finds its way to us. The discovery here to mastering meditation is learning how to let go of life and surrender your mind to its source. This means that you are no longer identified with the mind, and you are more identified with the source from which consciousness springs. This is the path of total freedom, and always leads one instantly out of suffering and into the vibration of success. This is the path of total freedom, and always leads one instantly out of suffering and into the vibration of success. Anytime we are in a safe, quiet space, try holding your breath in a way that is not forceful or exerts stress on your body. It will slowly quiet the mind chatter and instantly bring you into a state of meditation. You don't have to try to control the mind or force it to be quiet or still. The stopped breath will simply pull you back into a state of witnessing and return you to look at life from a wonderful source from where all thoughts arise. This is the key from where you can shift out of any state of suffering and step immediately into a light, loving, or joyful feeling. Meditation reignites our love with God and makes us rememorize that we are children of God. Meditation ignites our love with God and makes us remember that we are children of God. When you simply remain in the infinite center of you, you gain control over this monkey mind and your entire experience of existence. As I've mentioned before, whatever you focus on is what manifests in your life, period. And when you simply hold your divine attention on the infinite source of your being, you will naturally grow your experience of that. This means more unbounded joy, freedom, and ecstasy naturally move through which is beyond anything you could buy with $1 billion. The inner space of profound freedom can only be discovered through your greatest and deepest surrender. You must choose to drop your mind's attachment to everything and everyone, to drop into pure silence and stillness. The tremendous joy you find in resting as the source of pure consciousness will bring real inner peace to your life every day. You'll soon find yourself walking down the street, bubbling with happiness, and suddenly feeling blissed out for no reason at all. This is crucial practice during this massive time of shift on this planet. Whenever you can, over the next 7 days of your life, let go of all the ideas you have about who you are, where you've come from, and where you're going. Instead of thinking about your problems, opportunities, and who you think you are, think about the spaciousness from which you and everything else came. Deeply let go of any effort to become someone new and simply rest in the infinite source from which everything arises. You will soon find a feeling of lightness, freedom, and happiness sprouting inside you. When this lighter feeling comes, simply focus on it. Watch it grow. Give yourself completely over to the divine exploration of this light-loving feeling. Let your entire being drop deeply into this lightness. And when you are in touch with this greatest lightness, you can fathom, imagine, it is anchoring in every cell of your body by holding the peak of each inhalation to lock it in. Remember, your dream doesn't have an expiration date. Take a deep breath and try again. For peace of mind, we need to resign as the general manager of the universe, Larry Eisenberg. So I invite you to explore the feeling that you are always at the right place at the right time and you're being taken care of and provided for by a highly intelligent, loving source in each new moment. Just for this moment, allow everything in your life to be exactly the way it is. You can take a vacation from the world of worry and relax into your innermost paradise. You deserve a break from this very busy mind. Take a deep breath right now and let yourself relax. The more you can relax into your body, the easier it is to discover this intelligent, universal energy. Conscious relaxation is truly amazing in that it allows your brain cells to open up and receive full access to the divine universal intelligence. This is where your greatest power and creativity are found. Obviously, there's no efforting involved in relaxation. It's simply a continuous release of the mind and free-falling into a harmonious connection with this moment. When you consciously let go of the tension you're holding onto in your body, you instantly increase your ability to receive the lost information you need to manifest the money, relationships, situations, and insights to create the life of your dreams. Every experience of tension can be used as fuel for the fire of your spiritual evolution and enlightenment. Every judgment, feeling of frustration, sadness, emotional resistance, a psychic defense acts like a springboard once released that catapults you into a lighter dimension of consciousness. That's the only reason why it shows up in your life. It's not to make your life more difficult. It's there to create the illusion of difficulty so that you focus on something higher. The magical moment when your tension is transcended, you discover this mystical, that exists everywhere. The game of life is a game of boomerangs. Our thoughts, deeds, and words return to us sooner or later with astounding accuracy. Florence Scovel Finn. When you're relaxing and trusting that each experience is the right experience, you can listen so closely to what the universe is communicating to you. The divine intelligent universe is already listening to your every thought, need, and desire. It knows you better than you know yourself. Yet, you may not be listening to it. You may be tuned into a repetitious pattern of thoughts, beliefs, and stories in your head from past conditioning. When you live just one entire day from this relaxed place, you'll feel this connection and hear the intimate personal messages it's communicating to you at the deepest levels of your being. You may think that the universe isn't conscious, intelligent, or tuned into you because it doesn't always give you what you think you need when you think you need it. This is because it truly knows what you really need more than the ever so hungry, demanding ego. When you release trying to control your mind, your life, other people, and this world, relaxation occurs. This is the only time you can truly hear the universal guidance that is pointing you towards your highest life mission and destination. When your hands are soft, relaxed, and open, they can receive a gift so much easier than they can with closed fists. So give yourself the gift of abundance and let yourself trust in the power of relaxation. When you trust in living in an open, relaxed body, it will soon become an extraordinary spiritual experience that transforms the rest of your life. And practice all the time. Imagine that you are a child again. You've had a great day playing outside all day with your friends. You're exhausted, and now you've come inside to eat and relax. You lay down on your bed, sink into the warmest, welcoming bosom of the greatest mother of your dreams. She's like an angel of the highest light and love in the universe, deeply, eternally loving every part of your mind and body. Let go of how you think this should look, and just feel yourself let go and relax into this soft, warm, healing embrace. Completely relax and trust in this amazing love. There is a divine protection and deep, intimate care for you here. Welcome these cozy feelings into your heart as deeply as you can. This can be a fun and easy practice just before it feels so good. It's good to know this love is the healing heart of the divine intelligent universe, the God source, which is always available and always near. Just let go and surrender back into the womb of creation from which you came. This is where you will return to in the very end, back to the source of what and who you truly are. It's intention. It's understanding. Imagine what would happen if the majority of the people on this planet all together every day meditated. Imagine what would happen. A lot of people would end up finding the God that they are within the body. they would stop suffering. They would stop worrying, stressing, fearing, arguing, confrontation. Massive shift of consciousness where you begin to discover that you are pure consciousness. You're pure consciousness in that body. Not only that, you're beyond pure consciousness. It's like you're maneuvering. You're watching the ship that you're piloting, and you're able to view everything. But you're not in it. You're watching it. You're watching everything, and you're not judging. You're just flowing along. And being relaxed, which most of us aren't. Most of us don't even know how to relax. We try. We give it the try. But we don't know how to relax. Most people don't know how to relax. And then those that do discover how to relax never stop. Relaxing the body and trusting the universal intelligence. In other words, you sit back, your body is relaxed naturally. You focus on your breath easily, and you are only in the moment. Second to second is where your concentration is. And you don't have to force that. That's just pretty much goes into natural. You don't have this urge. You've got that ego mind pushing you, pulling you, pushing you, pulling you, pushing you, pulling you, constantly. Never ends, never stops. Constantly pulling you, constantly dragging you, constantly banging on you, telling you you've got to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, we've got to do this, we've got to do that, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. And it's a constant thing. And a lot of us through this life burn through this life, and then it's over. We burn through it, and then it's over. And how did we do that? We did it because the ego mind was our master. And we need the ego mind to a certain extent. But we learn how to master the ego mind rather than it mastering us. That's why it's there. It's there so that we can literally learn how to master it. And how do you do that? A lot of people, how do you master that? Because it's connected to everything in this life. The drive, the incessant push, 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 push. Getting, having, wanting. It's a never-ending story. And if you reversed it, and you kicked back, and you really, truly, your body was relaxed, and you were in the now, all of these opportunities, situations, people, places, things would flood to you. Yet you just pick which one to embrace and go with. So the ego mind pushes us to struggle, strive, grab, pull throughout our entire lives. Get, have, want. And some of us begin to realize that that doesn't feel good. So we start to focus on our breath, and we move ourselves in the now, where the mind chatter, all these programs flying by us, these thoughts, everything is wiped out. Doesn't exist. Ego mind's not there either. Ego mind can't exist in the now. That's why it does everything it can to keep you out of the now. That's why past, yesterday, future tomorrow, it's always trying to keep us either in yesterday or tomorrow. You ever notice that? You ever notice when you're just going about your day, right? You're just going about business. And these thoughts come in. And they have your name on them, right? But they're not your thoughts. That's the tricky part. And it's so well done that most of us are fooled into believing that those are our thoughts because our name is attached. And those thoughts are attached to other thoughts that we think are ours. And they're not. Remember, when things come in, they're not yours. When you send something out, that's your thought. You're sending out to the universe. But when things come in, thoughts come in. They're not yours. Now, they're very tricky because it's like you go, what? That's my thought. That's my thought. Like, how can that be anybody else's thought? It's got my name on it. It's connected to other experiences, so on and so forth. But it isn't your thought. Remember, when we enter these baby bodies, it begins. What begins? Our training. Where does the training come from? Currently, where does it come from? It comes from other people's thoughts. Not yours, but other people's thoughts that fill you, that's what you embrace, and that's what you end up going by. That's what creates your character and personality, other people's thoughts. This is why every now and then, if you ever has something kind of sparked you, kind of like a light bulb going on, and you go, this isn't me. You ever done that? You're in the middle of something, and all of a sudden it's like, you go, this isn't me. This isn't who I am. It's because it's other people's thoughts that have molded you, shaped you, and formed you, your perspectives, ideas, and attitudes. Where else are you going to get them? Okay? That's the conundrum. When you realize that you have been formed, and we're not talking about the God, the body, we're talking about the body. You've been formed, basically constructed, your perspectives, your outlooks, your personality, your character, your chemistry, everything, on other people's thoughts. So then what do you do about that? You master the ego mind first by focusing on the breath and doing as much as you can to stay in the now, moment to moment. Not saying it's really easy peasy for most people, because it isn't, because we're always being pulled into yesterday or tomorrow. But every chance you get, you can do it during the course of the day. You don't need to be in a special place. Focus on the breath. You quiet the mind. The ego is gone in that moment because you move into the now, and you stay in the now. That's when you become the watcher. Okay? That's the only way you can watch the ego mind, how it operates. And then you become aware that certain thoughts that come in, you will immediately identify them as ego thoughts, ego mind thoughts. And you'll immediately be able to identify them and say, that's an ego mind thought. I'm not interested in entertaining that. And it'll pass right through you. You'd be amazed how quickly that happens. But it's a choice. It's a choice for every single one of us. It's like, do I now begin to engage in the now? I know how to do it. I focus on my mind and my breath. I focus on my breath to alleviate the mind and the ego, because I know they don't exist in the now. So you start to, and it's fun because you start to discover that you're way beyond all this. It's a whole different ball game. You're way beyond this life, way beyond that body, way beyond all those thoughts, memories, everything. You are way beyond them. You're way beyond consciousness. Now, if you realize that you're the universe, the God within that body, your consciousness, and the universe is you. So if you could picture this universe as a starship, and you're navigating the starship, and it is allowing you to experience. Not only that, it protects you, guides you, supports you, loves you, and knows exactly with finite execution what is best for you. In the displacement of time and space, you could literally, on the head of a pin, see an entire universe. And when you look at things from the perspective of the now, you begin to understand is that you're the pilot. The universe is the plane. And the plane has autopilot, where the universe basically runs everything. And you have total trust and faith in the universe. So you leave it, and you do it not through the ego mind. You do it through the heart, you see. You leave it. This is for the universe to take care of. And some people say, well, I know what's best for me. You may think you do, but in reality, the universe does. It's like when we will manifest something, when we focus on something, we move energy into form, create it into reality, and experience it. You ever notice that sometimes there are certain things that you would like to have occur, right? But they don't. And then as soon as you forget about them, they do. So it's like you see yourself with this huge stop sign to the universe, right? And this massive flow of abundance that's eternal. And what we do, and we're not aware of it, we're not consciously aware of it, we take this big, massive stop sign, and we hold it up in front of us. And all of that which we focus on doesn't happen. And then when we get upset, angry, frustrated, fearful, is when we project from our heart minds, which is really interesting. And we say it with such conviction that we create it. The universe sends it to us. And isn't it interesting? No matter what's happening on this planet right now, doesn't matter. You know, we always have things happening. We all know that. There's always things happening. Why is that? Why is it like Grand Central Station on this planet? Because there's so many people who are not aware of their consciousness, literally manifesting every single day things that they don't want to have manifested. You look at 8 billion, all manifesting, every split second. And that's what this is all about. That's what this life is about. learning all of this so we can enjoy the life and be in a blissful state and create the dream paradise that we desire, because every single one of us desire the best of everything. No ifs, ands, and buts. We deserve the best of everything. And that's through heart-mindedness. It's not through ego-mind. Now, doesn't it make sense that when you're in the mode of happy, you're happy, right? You're light, you're feeling good. Isn't it much simpler and easier to help others when you're in that frequency? Isn't it? Rather than being down and out, talking down to yourself, and everything's a mess, and end of the world, and the sky is falling, and when is this all going to end? But see, we're tricked into playing into the very thing that we don't care to immerse ourselves in. We're playing into it with our energy and focused on it. So what happens? It's not a secret. We create more of the same. We literally create more of the same. Same people, same situations, same this, same that. And we only, some of us are we're getting pretty clear. So when we catch ourselves focusing on doom and gloom, right, we stop ourselves internally. And see, I don't really care to spend my energy on this stuff. I'm gonna shift gears and spend my energy on the stuff that I desire, the stuff that I want, the life that I want. There isn't anything wrong with that. There's a lot of people that decide it's like they feel guilty. Oh, I'm not supposed to have a real fun-filled, happy, easy life. I'm supposed to have drudgery and challenge and scraping and pulling and tearing through life. When you receive a lot of money, it's great. But when you flip it over and you say, wow, I've got to figure out how to take care of this and manage it. It's so different than poverty. When you're faced with poverty, you immediately go into survival mode. And you say to yourself, how am I going to manage this? How am I going to be able to move through this? Because it doesn't, you see, it's temporary if you want it to be temporary. It's not permanent. But see, unfortunately, there's a lot of people on this planet that are literally sucked into, with the ego mind, that it's permanent, that there's no way out of it. And of course, reverse that. There is a way out of it. Change your vibrational frequency. Change your frequency. Focus on it. Focus on your breath. Go in and out. There's magic everywhere. There's miracles happening every second. And who are those that create the miracles? We do. We create the miracles. We're the miracle makers. That doesn't necessarily mean that you are completely clear and conscious about that through the heart-mind. But we're the miracle makers. We can stop storms from damaging the planet. Right? A lot of people don't know that. Oh, no, that's only for a few special people. That's garbage. Every single one of us have that power. It's the confidence through the heart-mind and the knowing. Now, you imagine those of us who have complete trust in the universe. Complete. Unwavering. And faith. But not only that, but complete trust in ourselves and faith in ourselves. That's a super powerful combination. You ever seen people, or witnessed, or interacted with people that just, you feel it, okay? It's not like they're faking it, or you just feel it deep within them, that they're not hurried. They're happy. You feel that frequency. And they're content. And they flow through things and with things. And they have this confidence about them that it's a heart-minded confidence that you know that they know exactly where they're at and where they're going. And not necessarily, I'm going to be at this place at this time, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Not that. But in the unknown, where all of the opportunity is where these people are. In the unknown, they're constantly walking into the unknown because they have the faith and trust in themselves and the universe. It's like when you're in a situation, you're talking with yourself, you're having a conversation with yourself, and you say, wow, this universe, this is a real challenge here, and I need your help with this. Now remember, you're the universe is you. So I'm giving this to you, and you can handle it. You can work with it, whatever. So I give all of this to you, and I know that you will come back with absolute perfection. Not necessarily exactly how you would want it to be, but how the universe knows better that what's best for you. So we have this is amazing, and it's fascinating for all of us, the choice that we have. You look down there, right, and you see this greenish black bubbling goop, okay? And then that's down on the left, and then on the right you see this brilliant light shimmering, and with that light you see everything in bliss, happiness, joy. So your choice is that when you focus on what you don't want, that green, black, goopy stuff is where you'll be. And a lot of us will get caught in it. We don't do it, we don't do it intentionally. But we get caught up in it and so overtaxed with it that we're constantly pumping out to the universe the things that we don't want, and it keeps answering, giving us the things we don't want. That's why, see, it's all connected for all of us. It's like when you put out to people, you treat them poorly, you manipulate them, you lie to them constantly, you are very abrasive to them, disrespectful, and this is a continual thing. And then people wonder why their lives are the way they are. Because it's an automatic pilot. What you give to others, you're going to get back. That's it, period. There's no arguing it. You can argue with ego mind, can argue with it all you want, but that is an absolute universal fact. So if you're treating people wrongly, manipulating them, being dishonest, disrespectful, compassionless, and your ego's out of control, and you believe you're above all of that, all of that comes back to you. In different ways, different shapes, different forms, but it comes back to you. So the more you keep putting out to others, the more you're going to keep getting back. And isn't that strange? How many of us are consciously aware of that? Not only that, doing it through the heart mind and discovering that we're the God within the body and not the body, not the name, not the character, not the personality, not our belongings, not our status in this life. So we look at the body and what do? We evaluate it, don't we? Right? Now, some people look beyond the body and they know that there's a God in that body. That sack of meat, there's a God in it. So they revere people out differently. They view people out differently. They're not looking at the body and how the person acts or personality, character. They know there's a God in that body. So they look beyond the body. Again, being the watcher with all this is the place to be. Because we don't get sucked into it, engaged with it, interact with it. Right? We watch it, we learn from it, and we understand. Now, if I that green black goop bubbling over there, I don't really care to be in that. I've been in that a long time. I'm not going to be in it anymore. I'm going to make it a fact, a concerted effort to focus on the now as much as I possibly can, as often as I possibly can, every day. Focusing on the now, being in the deepest of gratitude 24/7, and being gentle, kind, generous, and humble with oneself. Those are powerful ingredients to incorporate. The knowledge and understanding of what those are, what they mean. To take you where you desire to be. Not where you don't want to be. You desire where you want to be, and you're there. And it comes in. And the longer you focus on these things, the more you're going to create them. And the more the universe is going to give to you. But the more that you focus on what? Fear, anguish, worry, stress, the more you're going to get. And, facing our fears, facing our worry and our stress is paramount, because then we understand where it came from. So we look at it and we view it and we know where it came from. And then it vanishes. It comes back. You do the same thing. You let it pass through you. See, all of us on this planet, some awake, some not, still gods. We're the ones with the power to shift this planet in any direction we choose. Dangerous part are those that don't realize they have the power to do that, but do it. That's the magic. That's the magic for all of us. But isn't it funny? We've through thousands and thousands and thousands of years, we've been so conditioned that we almost get comfortable with the uncomfortable. You know what I mean? You're comfortable with the uncomfortable. And the funny thing about it is, it isn't your natural state of being. Bliss, love, joy, peace is your natural state of being. Isn't that wild? Everything on this planet we've created. And a lot of people say, I didn't create this or that. I didn't create these wars. Well, we're a collective consciousness, and I think that there's a lot of people realizing that we aren't interested in conflicts anymore. We really aren't. We're not interested in killing each other, blowing up things. We're not interested in that anymore. You see, if you just take a breath, relax the body, and watch. Don't be in it, watch it. You start to understand that collectively, we have shifted on this planet. And no matter how the lower frequencies push, and remember, most of them have gods within them. So we got the good, the bad, and the ugly. But that grip is over on this civilization. It doesn't push the civilization into conflict, anger, hatred, of anger and hatred that they don't even know why they're expressing it. There's been so many times on the battlefields of this planet and into interstellar space where those beings that were in the conflict would ask themselves, why the heck are we doing it? Doing this, what's the purpose of it? The harm, the destruction, the pain, the sorrow. Why are we doing this when we're all gods in the body? And it's been slow, but accelerated now. And we're much more into the direction of peace, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, gratitude, meditation. That's where the true power is. Because when you know who and what you are, right? You're the God in the body, not the body. And then you discover who the God is. It goes deeper than just discovering that you're the God in the body. Then you go to the next step and you understand, you start to discover who the God is, what the God is. And then once you do that, you go to the next step. And you determine, you start to understand you're beyond all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. And we all create the very things we do. We create the lives. We create everything. We enter physical form to entertain ourselves. And while we're doing that, we learn. And every single one of us are gods. So this is what we do. It's been endless. This journey is infinity and beyond. It doesn't end. We enter physical form, we experience, we leave. That's it. Pretty simple. Then we enter physical form, we experience, we leave. What else would we be doing? Have you ever thought of that? What else would we all be doing if we didn't enter physical form? Because, you see, and this is something that I know that everybody knows, it's just that they don't put any attention on it. When we're not in physical form, we don't touch things, pick up things. We don't drive things. We don't feel the wind on our faces. We don't have any of that. We're pure energy. We're part of everything that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. It's flowing everywhere. It creates the space, the sacredness of space. It creates the celestials. It creates everything. And it's ever expanding, ever growing. So when you're in meditation, you could sit with the God that you are and understand that what else would we be doing but experiencing? So we create situations and things with the universe at our backs to experience the good and the bad. And all along, what are we doing? We're discovering who and what we are at the different layers of discovery. Most of us that leave the body, this is the strange part, we don't know that we've left the body. Really, kind of, It's like you're still carrying that physical form, even though that physical form is gone. That life is over. It's done. That stint in that body is over. But you're still carrying, right? And you wander around in the darkness, and you start saying to yourself, well, I'm lonely, and it's cold, and it can't be cold. How can it be cold with pure energy? There's little cracks and fractures in this whole story, right? That's created to seduce us all over and over and over again. But when you discover who and what you are, it leads to the point that you're the God in the body and that you're the watcher. Then when you leave the body, you're a ball of light. That's what you are. And that ball of light is so bright you could take 1 trillion suns, bunch them all together. You could put your brilliant light in front of those suns, and you would literally know the difference. Those suns would pale in comparison to your God energy light. So knowing that while we're in these physical forms, we are creating everything. Creating it all. And it isn't a negative, it is an awareness. And we start to realize that, well, wait a minute, if that's the case, then we can shift anything we choose. That's right. Exactly right. And you don't have to put huge effort. You intend it and you leave it. That's it. Intend it, leave it. In the meantime, you're creating other things so that you find this life cannot be boring. There's no way it can be boring. We are masters of the universe, and the universe is masters of us. And they're both intertwined. We are the universe is us. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy, slow breath in through the nose, and an easy, slow breath out of the mouth. Remain still. The greatest lie is that the greatest lie that we think is that we are some limited time-bound being who is not super amazing, all-powerful, and deeply connected to the greatest loving, healing source in this universe. Watch out for those thoughts, which make you believe that this limited, normal human mindset, is real. Be hyper-aware of the part of your brain who thinks that is anything less than absolutely divine. All of these thoughts cannot contain the grand reality of what and who you truly are. They are temporary, time-bound thoughts, which are delusions and illusions of the mind. The truth is that all of us are eternal spiritual beings who are capable of manifesting anything that we can imagine. And yes, we have the magical power to visualize, imagine, and invent any reality we wish to experience. So let this massive limiting lie completely dissolve away today. Let it be gone for good. Return home to the truth that you are something far beyond whatever you believed you were with this limiting mind. You are an eternal, omnipresent God being who is omnipotent, has omniscient abilities, and is infinitely capable of creating miracles. It feels so good to wake up each day and realize who and what we truly are. Take this with you for the rest of the day and the evening and night and the following morning. We'll return here Wednesday, September 28th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern to continue our Global Guided Meditation call, 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our Time for Change call.